Before I even start with my topic, that is local, seasonal, and traditional, let's first of all identify the different kinds of diet trends or the diet fads that are, in trend today. The first superfood that I think all of us have heard of is broccoli, kale, celery, then kiwis from New Zealand and berries from the UK. These are very very famous. Diet trends like intermittent fasting, then keto diet, low fat diet, low carb diet. These are really really trending nowadays. And what is it actually that is cooking in our kitchens? It's basically hummus. It's wheat pasta with low fat cream, or it's chicken breast or grilled chicken breast with some stir fry veggies. Now, the point is, who actually makes these diet trends, or who actually makes these foods the superfoods? We need to first identify who are these people. And to be honest, the only one who benefits from making these diet trends famous are the multi-million dollar food companies. The food industry, the weight loss industry, industries that make packaged food are the ones that benefit from these foods. Did you know that the green tea is the highest selling health product or a wellness product? They make a huge turnover. Well, honestly, the ingredients or the antioxidants in a green tea and the antioxidants in the black tea have the same benefits. It probably gives you a good feeling, a good sense of wellness, or it may boost your metabolism. But besides that, there's nothing else that green tea can give you. All the fake promises that these companies make about weight loss, about giving you a boost to your memory or stimulating certain nerves here and there, it's all a fake. All right. So first, now let me come to my topic. Um, Local, seasonal, and traditional food. This is one of my most favorite topic, and everybody that comes to my clinic, or anybody that takes a consultation from me, are always shocked because my diets or the meal plans are never deficient or never deprived of nutrients, because I'm the one who really sticks to always promoting local, seasonal, and traditional. Well, now, what are these local foods? First of all, let's all identify, or rather learn to identify, local seasonal fruits. Uh, from our childhood, we are always, we always associated ourselves with some kind of a favorite food, or we always have a memory in school where we plucked certain fruits from trees, or it was always there on the table, or it was a seasonal favorite. So if a food is your favorite and you have always been associated with it from your childhood, then it is a seasonal and a local food. Secondly, if the food is related to any of your a cultural practice, or it's made at a religious occasion like Ganesh Chaturthi, or a feast like a feast of Our Lady of Assumption, then it is a local food. And secondly, most of our local foods do not have English names. So these are three ways in which you can identify local foods. All right. Now let's talk about how do these seasonal fruits or foods benefit us. Now, a lot of us suffer from various problems. Not just, let's leave aside diabetes, let's leave aside heart problems, let's leave aside even cancer. What are the day-to-day, problems or day-to-day issues that people face? I have clients who come to me, even at the age of 13, 14, 15, young girls and young boys suffering from severe migraine headaches. Then it's bloatedness. The minute they wake up in the morning, they are burping, They feel so full even when they drink a glass of water. There is so much of hyperacidity in the body. There's burning, there's pain in the abdomen. The abdomen is bloated with gas, acne, pimples on the skin, hair fall, infertility. Infertility is so common today. Young girls are suffering from PCOD, irregular menses. Women, at the age of 36 are asked to undergo a hysterectomy. So, why is all this happening? One of the major reasons is when we deprive ourselves from eating local foods. Now, these local foods contain micronutrients. So, when you make your body deficient in micronutrients, I'm coming to what are micronutrients. When you make your body deficient in micronutrients, that's when you get problems like these: hormonal imbalance, hair fall, infertility, migraine headaches, bloatedness, hyperacidity are all related to micronutrient deficiency. Now, what are these micronutrients? The most important micronutrient is vitamin D. The second one is vitamin B12. Now, most diabetics, most people who go on crash diets, people who will drink a lot of tea and coffee and smoke throughout the day and avoid your local foods are bound to have vitamin B12 and vitamin D deficiency. The next deficiency is an iron deficiency. A lot of people today suffer from iron deficiency. You may be, feeling full after you eat. You feel you've eaten very good food, but still your body is unable to absorb a few nutrients. And the main reason is this: the micronutrient deficiency. Iodine is another one, zinc is another one, vitamin A is another one. So these are problems which arise only because your body is deficient in micronutrients. All right. What is the next thing that we need to talk about? Are our local and seasonal fruits. Now, I've kind of differentiated or made a small description of what these local foods are. Let's start with fruits. Every diabetic who walks into a doctor's clinic is always told no mango, no banana, no sitafal, no chiku. Now, these four fruits are fruits that every Goan, or rather, I think every individual who lives in the south of India have eaten from their childhood. Now, imagine removing these foods completely out of a person's diet. These are the fruits that actually are rich in antioxidants or rich in enzymes which will help the person with diabetes. So, first of all, like I've said already, identify the local food as a food that has been part of your life since the time you were born, has been part of your cultural heritage. All right. So, first of all, you have to include your local foods. Banana, even though you're a diabetic, banana has got so many properties. It's rich in potassium. So, anybody with a bloatedness, hyperacidity, somebody who wakes up with migraine headaches should definitely start your day with water and a banana. Secondly, sitafal and chiku. These are very high in fiber. And if anybody suffers from constipation, sitafal and chiku are the ones that you should definitely have. Even girls, young girls with the PCOD problem, and also young girls who undergo dysmenorrhea. Dysmenorrhea is a condition wherein you have very severe pain before your menses or on the first day of your menses. So banana is your best friend, or it should be your best friend if you are having these kind of problems. Next, let's go to millets and lentils. Now, there are certain millets and certain lentils which are also seasonal. Uh, Everybody has heard of multigrain atta or multigrain biscuits or multigrain. Everything is multigrain. But let me tell you that the body is also season compliant. It will only respond to certain, millets or certain grains which are which are eaten during that particular season. So there is a rabi crop, there is a kharif crop, right? We cultivate both in the winters as well as the summers as well as the rains. So you have to eat your seasonal and local foods grown during the season. Well, so your jawar is more of a winter crop. The nachni or the ragi that we say here in Goa, the nachni satwa or the nachni tizan that we eat, is basically very cooling for the body. And Goa being a hot and a humid state, we as Goans can eat nachni throughout the year. So if you're looking for a very nice evening snack, or something that is really filling and at the same time tasty, then the nachni satwa or the nachni tizan that we here have in Goa is an excellent meal. Next, let's go to roots. Now, roots are something that are always sidelined. We hardly eat any roots besides, I think, potato, and maybe, potato is the most famous one. But we've got so many roots that can be included into our diet. The most famous one that is available here in Goa is the sweet potato. The sweet potato has got multiple benefits. It can be used as a morning breakfast. It can be had as a sabji for lunch as well as for dinner. You can just boil it and you can have it as a an evening snack. It's an excellent energy booster or an energy bar for kids who have just played a match and have come back or are going to play a match, and even elders can also have it. So sweet potato is also very excellent tuber or a root that is available. The second one is tapioca. Tapioca is something that is it may not be easily available, but if you see it by the roadside, you should definitely pick it up. The second one is called yam. Now, yam is a root. It's also called as the elephant foot. It is one root that every lady suffering from infertility or dysmenorrhea or PCOD or any kind of a hormonal problem, including thyroid, should consume, because yam is very good for any kind of hormonal problems. The last is oils. Now, what kind of oils should we have? And I know it's very true. It's very easy to believe if I had to say that you just put a little bit of olive oil, drizzle of olive oil on your salad, or you fry your fish in olive oil, or you have your grilled chicken and drizzle it with olive oil. And people really get shocked when I don't prescribe olive oil to them. We are here sitting in Goa, in India, on the coast of the western coast of the country, where we have abundance of coconuts growing. In Maharashtra, we've got abundance of peanuts or groundnuts growing. Up in the north, we have got a lot of mustard growing. So why should we be having olive oil? We should all be very high here on common sense, and let's start eating what we grow, what grows in our soil. All right. So when it comes to your oils, please stick to having your local coconut oil or groundnut oil, or if you're up from the north, then you can definitely have mustard oil. Hats off to people who really take so much of trouble to market local products. I have a friend, Nilisha, who is into all things coconut, and she makes some lovely stuff of our local coconuts. So please, you should support people who take so much trouble to market our local products. All right. So now we've spoken enough about what local foods we should eat. Now, what about the traditional recipes? Now, what is happening? We've just finished Ganesh Chaturthi, and before that, we celebrated the feast of Our Lady of Assumption. Now, these are two feasts, in the month of August, September, that we all look forward to for one reason. One is the patodios for the feast of Our Lady of Assumption, and second is the modaks, the nyorios, and all the sweets that come for Chaturthi. Right? I am super proud of all my clients, because I know for sure that me, along with my clients, we enjoyed these two festivals eating home cooked traditional nurios and traditional modaks and traditional patorios, because they were made with a lot of love, using those traditional recipes which were took us back in time, and we really enjoyed these delicacies. So well, I think if you have not done so, please enjoy your local delicacies. Now, if you are a person who this Ganesh ate sugar free, or who ate dark chocolate modaks thinking that it is healthy, that's a wrong way, or a wrong a wrong intention of eating something like that. I would say, even if you in front of your kids, if you're doing it, that is something that you should never be doing. Never try to promote something that is not a part of your culture. Stop eating food, or stop indulging in recipes that are not a part of your tradition. Well, everybody looks forward to Ganesh Chaturthi, or looks forward to feasts, only because we get to enjoy those delicacies, those homemade delicacies with coconut and rice and jaggery and ghee. And if you are a person who ignores all those rich ingredients with the most lovely micronutrients, then you're headed towards a very bad and a very unhealthy lifestyle. So, in one of the promo videos, I mentioned that I would be revealing the secret to a slimmer waistline, a leaner body, and losing weight. Well, there's no secret, actually. It's all about eating your local, seasonal, traditional food. Well, the best advice that I could give for weight loss, and especially for people who are really into gym and they want to work out, and they want to get a lean body, a chapati rolled with jaggery, a little bit of a sprinkle of coconut maybe, or a little bit of sesame seeds onto it, would be the best snack. It is so wholesome, it's so fulfilling, and it makes you really feel energetic. So anybody who was waiting for that tip, here it is. So chapati rolled with jaggery, a little bit of coconut and sesame seeds. You could also use this coconut filling for various other things that you make at home, even some wheat pancakes and thepla or something. It can always be eaten with that. Now that we have spoken what are local foods, what are seasonal foods, how we identify local foods, I would say let's talk about what we should be avoiding nowadays, or what the weight loss industry actually tries to sell us, and what we should not be eating. The number one tip that I can give you is stop eating out of a packet. Even if it says it's healthy on a packet, even if it says it's 100% fruit juice, even if it says it's low calorie, even if it says it's high protein, even if it says high fiber, but if it's coming out of a packet, trust me, it has got no health benefits. It's only benefiting the people who are marketing the product and who are manufacturing the product. Because if you see, something that is low fat is always priced higher than something that is a normal the usual fat. Like, if you just check the pricing of a normal yogurt and a low fat yogurt, it's there's a big difference. There's a big difference, because though they're removing an ingredient from the low fat product, they're still charging you more. Similarly, there are so many other products. Like, we are so obsessed with brown, right? Brown rice, brown sugar, and brown bread. Well, studies have shown that there's no difference in calories, there is no difference in nutrition, and any health benefits in any of these products. So do not find replacements for foods that are local to you, especially your rice. I had the opportunity to go to South Korea in the year 2017, and I was surprised to see that the Koreans eat rice in all their 3 meals: breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And the obesity rates are so low in South Korea. The heart disease rates are so low. The diabetic rates are so low. But if you look at the West, the countries that are eating more of meats or more of more of refined flour and refined sugar, the diabetic rates, the obesity rates are really, really high. But what is happening even in these countries that are eating rice is the media, the pharma industries, and especially people like us are really influencing their children. So today, if you go and speak to the kids in South Korea, they are the ones that are eating out of a packet. They are having cereal, cornflakes, muesli, things like that for breakfast. Now that is something that needs to stop. Similarly with our kids here in India, in Goa, or in any part of the world, if you check the breakfast cereal, though it says it's very high in fiber and natural sugar, always read the food label. Learn to do that. It is very, very important. You will be given multiple choices when you walk into the supermarket, but before you put the product into your shopping cart, please learn to read the food labels. It is very, very essential. All right. The second thing that we speak about is tea, especially green tea. I have had people coming to me who were given just an apple a day with a cup of green tea for breakfast, then another green tea and another apple for lunch, and then another cup of green tea and another apple for dinner as well. Now, if you read through the studies that are done, it could be any tea in the world, especially the chai that we have here in India. The masala chai with elaichi and ginger is the best thing that you can have in the morning. It tastes good. It makes you feel so good. Not something that's, tasteless and a little bitter and promises you health benefits. It does not do anything for your health. So please, if you are one of those people who is having a lot of green tea, I think 1 cup of green tea is enough for the day. But if you are a person who wants to feel energized and who wants to start their day with that, glow on the skin, and a nice cup of chai in the morning is the best thing. After a fruit and water, you can start your day with tea. The things that you could do with tea is never abuse tea. Don't have more than 2 or 3 cups a day. Do not replace your meals with tea. Now, I have a lot of corporate clients who come to me, and sometimes they're so engrossed into their work, or they have no time to have their main meals, especially lunch or breakfast. So the only thing that they have is tea, and they have minimum 8 to 9 cups of tea a day. So don't do that. Instead of that, you pick a local fruit. The best thing would be a banana or a chiku or papaya. It could be the best thing that you can have. So don't replace your meals with a cup of tea or a coffee. Now let's talk about PCOD. What are the local foods that young girls with PCOD should be having? First, I'll talk about what a girl with PCOD should avoid. Coffee, even if it is decaf; chocolate, even if it is dark; and Coca-Cola, even if it says diet. All right. So girls with PCOD or anybody who is addicted to these fads, please keep in mind dark chocolate is as good as normal chocolate. Decaf coffee is as good as having normal coffee, and Diet Coke has got, in fact, more sugar than the normal Coke. All right. So girls with PCOD, please keep this in mind. The best food that you can have is a banana, because banana has got enough sugars to start your day, enough of potassium, enough of antioxidants, and it really, really helps girls with dysmenorrhea, especially the girls with PCOD who have severe dysmenorrhea. Banana is one food that you should eat. The second food that girls with PCOD should have in their diet is ghee. Very local. in our culture, the Indian culture, from the time we are born till the day we die, ghee is included. It is one of the panchamrits of our country, isn't it? Ghee, jaggery, honey, sugar, and milk. So these are the five panchamrits, and ghee is one super duper food that India has given to the world. Today, if you go to the West, they market ghee, or they sell ghee as clarified butter. Yes. So even the West has started, using ghee in their food. I had received a question a few days back. How much of ghee should we eat? Or, how do I eat ghee? Do I eat it directly? Do I put it on the food? Do I fry in ghee? The amount of food that you should eat um, is not so much that it will completely mask the flavor of your dish, and not so much that and not so little that it does not give you any taste. So I think 1 teaspoon of ghee in every meal is a brilliant idea for any girl with PCOD, or for that matter anybody. Another question that I can see here is, if we exercise daily, we can eat whatever we want. Is this true? If you exercise daily, it's a very good thing that you exercise daily. 30 minutes of exercise is very important. But what you eat really, really, really matters. So if you exercise daily, doesn't mean that you can eat whatever you want, especially not the refined carbs and not the refined sugar and processed and ultra processed food. That is something that you really need to stay away from, even if you're exercising. Another question that I saw here was green tea. I think I've already answered that. Green tea, the only benefits that green tea can have is as good as having black tea or the Earl green tea or the matcha tea, whatever tea is okay. What about milk for PCOD? Well, okay, let's talk about the different kinds of milk that is available these days. Cow milk is the only milk I drank since I was a kid, and I think all of us are so used to drinking cow milk. But nowadays, soy milk, almond milk, cashew milk, I don't know what else milks are available. But if you see the studies, there is no milk that can replace cow milk. The protein content, the calcium content, the antioxidants cannot be replaced or cannot match that of the cow milk. So if, yes, PCODs, I have a question here. What about milk for PCOD? PCODs can definitely have cow milk, not any other milk. Please, okay, a few years back, why didn't we ever hear of soy milk or almond milk? Suddenly, how is there a surplus of almonds growing in India? Or how is there surplus of soy milk available? So, there's definitely some kind of some kind of a chemical that they've been using in the milk. It's not actually natural almond milk or natural soy milk. So I feel the best milk that everybody can consume is cow milk. Ghee has cholesterol. Well, ghee has been it has been shown that ghee can reduce the LDL and actually improve your good cholesterol. And there are a lot of foods that have cholesterol, but cholesterol is not bad at all. In fact, it is the triglycerides that one should be worried about. Now, when do these triglycerides increase in the body? Is when you eat a lot of processed food, ultra processed food. Now, what are these ultra processed foods? Ultra processed foods are your packet foods, your foods which are tinned, canned, these nuggets, then cold meats, frozen foods are all called processed and ultra processed foods. Now, when you're continuously consuming these packet foods, that's when your triglycerides will increase. So, more than just focusing on reducing cholesterol levels, I think you should be more worried about your triglyceride levels. That's where the bad fat is. So concentrate and focus on reducing the bad fat. Well, I think we've spoken a lot about local and seasonal and traditional food. Now let's talk about these ultra processed foods, or processed foods rather. Um, who makes these foods famous? Or how do these processed foods and ultra processed foods enter our kitchen and onto our shelves and then get onto our dining tables? Who is it? It's again the pharma companies. It is the multi-million dollar weight loss industry, and it is YouTubers, it is food bloggers, it is social media influencers who get paid to speak on behalf of the product. A lot of research is funded by these companies that make processed food. The food industry actually funds certain researches so that the truth about the ingredients is covered up. In the year 1970, there was a study done which was funded by one of the pharma companies, and where they made fat as the devil. They called it the devil. They said you have to cut out fat completely, and that is when ghee lost its meaning. Ghee was completely pushed out, and they said sugar is better than fat. Then there was a study which showed that you should completely stop sugar and switch to an alternative. I know what you already know what I'm talking about, stevia. Now, what is the big thing, or what is the, why do we need to use stevia? Why? Cane is a plant, stevia is also a plant. All right. So that 1 teaspoon of sugar in your cup of tea every day in the morning will not do any harm to you. But stop using alternatives to sugar. Even honey does not need to be added to your cup of tea, or you use honey where how it is supposed to be had. Honey is actually an Ayurvedic medicine. In our Ayurveda, it is supposed to be a medicine for cold, for coughs, for fevers, for flus, even body ache, and all such conditions. But sugar can definitely be used. It is also one of the panchamrits of our country, so it can definitely be used. The next is jaggery. Now, the combination of coconut and jaggery is one that I think nobody can say no to. In our desserts, we've got so many desserts in Goa that are, made of coconut and jaggery, that nobody can say no to. So anybody who's trying to lose weight, please have coconut and jaggery as, you can just have it as an evening snack, or coconut curry, or coconut in your in your gravies, in your vegetables. You can always add coconut to them. Never say no to coconut, even coconut oil. The next is our peanuts. Now, why peanuts? Why are these peanuts so famous? A lot of people have a lot of peanut butter, isn't it? Peanut butter is something that is made so famous, but and also called as a superfood, also called as a diet food, can be added to smoothies. A lot of things can be done to done with peanuts that can be sold. But I feel the best way to have peanuts is you add it to a chutney. You can make chutneys, you can make you can add it to your dosas, you can add it to your vegetables, or you can just eat it raw, plain raw. During the lockdown, I would see a lot of posts being put up on Facebook by parents, trying to teach their children to make desserts like cakes and brownies and cupcakes. But there were a few parents who actually put in an effort to teach their children a few of our Goan local and Indian delicacies, like an achar or a pickle or a chutney. Really hats off to these parents, because they are the ones who are actually passing on the tradition from their parents, their grandparents to the children. I think, and if our food tradition is not passed on by our generation to the generations to come, I think that's the worst thing that we could do. So let's all stick to, eating and cooking local traditional food recipes. Now, why these achars? Why these pickles? I get a lot of questions from people saying that, achar is so bad. It is very high in oil, or it's very high in salt. It's very high in uric acid and things like that. But nobody talks about the benefits of how this achar is actually made. How is it made? The achar is actually a recipe that is put in by our grandmothers. It is cooked in a particular way, the particular ingredients, the mustard, the oil, the spices. It's put in together to create this wellness, this treasure of health and treasure of wellness. So that one piece of achar every day with your lunch or with your dinner has to be there, because everybody talks about prebiotics or probiotics. Your achar is the best probiotic or the prebiotic. The next thing that we also talk about is dahi. I've been to Greece recently, and a year back, and I saw a lot of Greek yogurt. Now, when I spoke to the locals there, they said that Greek yogurt is a full fat yogurt, and they eat it full fat. But in India, Greek yogurt is marketed as a weight loss product, saying that it is low fat. Yes. Well, the original Greek yogurt is a full fat yogurt. It is to be enjoyed when you're in Greece, but when you're in India, have full fat yogurt made of cow milk. And yogurt can be used in a raita, into a salad. You can put it onto your fruits and have. You can make buttermilk out of it. You can make lassi out of it. Various things that can be done with yogurt. Pure ghee is difficult to get. Instead, can we use coconut oil? Well, ghee has its own benefits, and we have to use ghee in the way it has been used traditionally. And coconut oil can be used traditionally as for frying, or for purposes that coconut oil is supposed to be used. But ghee, I think the best way to eat ghee is just put it onto your food and eat it. All my clients, I know, they really enjoy putting ghee onto their food, onto their dosas, onto their rice, and also onto their chapatis. A lot of questions I get is about meat. I never speak anything about meat. Well, I'm not against meats. If you're eating your meat in a traditional way, when it is cooked traditionally, it is made at a time of a feast, when it is enjoyed, I think that's the best way to eat. The trend nowadays is to replace the entire meal with meat, isn't it? Like, I have clients who come to me. I eat the whole breast of chicken, grilled chicken for dinner with a few veggies. So do not do that. Do not replace your entire meal with a meat. Meat is supposed to be a side dish. You are supposed to be eating your chapati or your grains like rice, your vegetable, and your meat as a side dish. Do not replace the meats completely. You do not have to turn vegetarian to be healthy, or to be fit and to lose weight. You can definitely eat your meats the way you've been eating it. You don't need to completely stop red meats. You don't need to be going only on fish and eggs. You can continue eating the meat that you've been eating, but yes, in moderation, in proportion, and the way it has been cooked traditionally. That is the way that you're supposed to eat meat. Any other questions? Yeah. Uh, okay, there's a question that has come. Infused water. Okay, so health benefits of infused water or tonic waters. Let's talk about infused water first. So there are a lot of people who will infuse their waters with slices of cucumber, slices of lime, or various kinds of fruits. Well, you can have infused water, but it's not, we don't promise any weight loss happening, or any kind of a detox that can happen with having infused water. But yes, those tonic waters that they try to sell you, or the water rich in vitamin this and vitamin that, please don't buy that. That is something that I don't want any of you to consume. Also, don't even look at it if it is there on the shelf. This is completely a marketing gimmick. All right, why do we need to have tonic water? You can have normal fruits, you can have your vegetables, you can have a normal diet. Why do we need to have water which is enriched with minerals? Water already has its own minerals and its own properties. So drink normal water. Also, a question that I get asked very often is, how much water do I need to consume, and is it okay to consume water post a meal? Usually, the WHO's definition, or the WHO's recommendation of how much water we should drink is about 20. For every 20 kilos, you can consume about 1 liter of water. But that is again depending on your climate, on the place you live, your activity for the day. But food that you eat also determines how much water your body requires. Now, regular rice, curry, fish, vegetable that we eat would not require a lot of water to push the food down your throat, isn't it? But when you eat burgers, when you eat pizzas, when you eat fries, when you drink a lot of alcohol, this food, to swallow the food, processed food, or the refined flour, is very difficult. So that is the time you tend to drink a lot of water. Okay, and you make your body really dehydrated when you have foods like this. So if your body requires a lot of water, please go ahead and drink it. If you feel thirsty, you should drink a lot of water. Never deprive yourself from drinking water. The next question is, are fruit juices healthy? Well, fruit juices are definitely healthy. Now, what kind of fruit juices? The ones that you make at home, especially when your fruits are overripe. This is the season of plums and peaches. So, if your peaches and your plums are really overripe, then you can definitely make it into a juice. If you have an overripe banana, or if you have an overripe mango when it's in season, you can definitely make a milkshake. Somebody's favorite, Blanco's favorite, strawberries. You can definitely have a strawberry milkshake when they are overripe. But what are the fruit juices that you need to avoid? The fruit juices which promise 100% fruit juice on the box, the fruit juices which say sugar free, the fruit juices that say hydrating, energizing, and all they use all sorts of marketing gimmicks to attract their customers. Those are the fruit juices that you really need to stay away from. So drinking fruit juices is a good idea, but I would say till you have teeth, I think each of us should bite your fruits and bite your vegetables and have. A lot of people prefer having detox smoothies in the morning. It's not a bad thing, but the benefits are almost the same. You can cook your vegetables like your spinach and your pudina, and make it into a chutney and have. It's got almost the same benefits. Yeah. Um, for weight gain, all right, for weight gain, the best food for weight gain, there's no food for weight gain. It's rather more your habits. I think eating your food on time, the meals timings are very important. Morning, when you wake up, start your day with black raisins, or some other dry fruits or dry nuts. You can have a fruit in the morning. Have your breakfast before 8:39. At least by 9 o'clock you should be done with your breakfast. I think in the midday you can have tender coconut water, you can have cha, so you can have kokum water, you can have nuts, especially cashew nuts. The benefits that cashew nuts have, I don't think any other nut can replace. So cashew nuts, almonds, these are really good. Have your lunch on time. Between 12:30 to 1:30 should be the time when you should have your lunch. Have a good wholesome lunch. Like I have said, don't replace it with a protein shake or some energy bar or some body weight gainer or mass gainer, body mass gainer. Have your normal home cooked meal. Use ghee in the meal. Have a little bit of dahi along with it. It should be had. If you're a non-vegetarian, maybe once a week you can include a meat, or whenever it calls for, you feel like eating, you should be eating. In the evening, I would say the best thing to have is chapati with jaggery, or you can have a mixture of dahi, jaggery, a little bit of honey, and ghee. It's very, very healthy. In fact, it really boosts your hormones, and you can gain muscle. Sleep is the most important for anybody who wants to gain weight as well as lose weight. Now, and especially diabetics, I tell this to all my clients who are trying to lose weight or who are trying to gain weight. Without your proper sleep, I think the last cutoff should be 11, and I think you can wake up at around 6 or 6:30. That is the best time to sleep, and during the sleep, your body actually heals or it rejuvenates. So that is the time when your muscles really get repaired and they start growing. So your lean muscle mass increases, and your body automatically cuts down fat. So sleep is one of the biggest or plays a very big role when it comes to weight loss as well as weight gain, and even in sugar regulation. Diabetics definitely need to sleep on time. Another thing that sleep does is it helps in cancer prevention. Nowadays, the rates of cancer are so high, and it's because of a hormone called as melatonin. Now, this melatonin is a cancer vaccine. Your own body produces a cancer vaccine. Now, this is produced only when you are asleep, between the between 11:30 to around 3 o'clock. So this is the time where this melatonin is produced. So people who are doing night shifts, and people who sleep late, who are only watching TV till about 3 or 4, Netflixing till about 5 in the morning, please consider this factor, that your risk for developing a lot of health problems is on a rise, especially thyroid, hormonal imbalance, PCOD, diabetes. Are These people are at risk for all these problems. And if you're trying to lose weight or you're trying to gain weight, then you definitely need to sleep sleep early and have a good refreshing sleep. I'm now open to questions, so anybody who wants to ask questions could please go ahead. Are workouts as important as healthy diet for weight loss? Well, a lot of people say the workout is only 40%, 60% is the diet. But I say you need to give 100% of exercise and 100% of your diet as well, because it's a stool with three pillars. That's always what I speak about: your activity or exercise, your and your sleep. So your health depends on these three, balance between these three. That if you really just exercising, you can just go out and eat whatever you want. It does not work. It does not work that way. So exercising, your sleep, as well as your food, all have to be, you have to find a balance between the three. Do we adults really need 3 whole meals a day? Yes, we definitely do need 3 whole meals a day. In fact, we could. Why do we need? Why only 3 meals? We can eat even every 2 hours if it calls for. If you ask for, it all completely depends on your activity. I mean, if you're hungry, you're not supposed to deprive yourself. Or you could have a very light lunch or a light dinner, but do not deprive yourself from food, because what is happening is you're depriving yourself from all those micronutrients which your body is not going to be able to absorb. So you should be eating 3 meals a day. And when you do a 2 meal day, or you have just 1 meal a day, or you eat only for 6 hours in a day, you're really compromising on your B12 levels, you're really compromising on your D3 levels. So you may lose weight, or your sugar levels may come down, but in the bargain you're aging much faster, your bones are getting weak. Part of our culture. Let's use wheat where we're supposed to use it, and let's use the millets wherever we're supposed to use millets. So you can make jawar rotis one day, you can make wheat rotis on the other day, you can you can make a ragi roti, you can make a bajra roti. But don't try to get these multi-grain atas, or things that will say multi-grain and sell it to you and say it is healthy. Don't try to do that. Use millets where they're supposed to be used, and use wheat or use grains where they are supposed to be used. Because India is a diverse country. We 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 are I think we grow over 100 different varieties of rice, and I think 100 varieties of lentils and dals, and over about 50 varieties of rice, and different kinds of millets also. So you need to eat everything. I know there's also a fad where people have gone off wheat because it is high in gluten. Unless and until you have a problem with gluten, or an allergy, or a hypersensitivity to gluten, or a celiac disease, or something that gluten really affects you, then you don't really need to go off gluten. Don't overdo it. Like, I know people, especially diabetic people, who are told that you need to completely cut rice out of the diet and only have wheat 3 times a day. So they've been eating wheat for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So don't do things like that. Get in that diversity which is in your culture, get it into your food. So we as Goans, we love our rice, so we should be eating rice for lunch as well as for dinner. If you want to have chapatis or rotis for dinner, please, by all means, you can do it. But don't do it. I know it is really not practical for some people who live very far away from their home, so they travel from work, or people, they've got so many other commitments. But at least try on some days that you're at home, and you don't have anything to do in the evening, try and have an early dinner. So by 8:30 you should be done with your dinner. Dr. Jolene may allow to drink beer, but it should be without alcohol. All right. So I know it said that red wine is very good for the heart, and it's got a lot of health benefits. Well, I think the best thing you can do with alcohol is not drink it. Um, there's nothing that alcohol can do to your health. I mean, it can only make it worse, but it has got no health benefits. It could be any kind of wine. Alcohol has got no health benefits. So if you're drinking it thinking you have got health benefits, then you're fooling yourself. But if you anyways want to drink it knowing that it has got no health benefits, then please go ahead and enjoy your alcohol. How does the bakri pound that we get in Goa compare to rice? Trying to figure out what's the best and light dinner for me. Well, uh, the bhakri, or the pav that we used to get earlier, was of the rice thing that you can have. Do not have brown rice. Like I initially also mentioned, we're all obsessed with brown bread, brown rice, and brown sugar. So try to stay away from brown rice or brown bread. But the Goan bakri, you can definitely eat it maybe once in a week. But I would um, I like beer. What quantity should we consume? I think I've already answered that. What about junk food like burgers? Well, the word junk food itself tells you that it's not good for you. So, especially if you're a diabetic, then try to not eat food that is, that is already junk. I think if you're eating it once in 15 days or once in a month, I think you can eat it. Have it guilt free. Don't feel guilty that you're eating a burger or anything. But rest of the days, try to put in at least 30 minutes of exercise, and try to have whole home cooked food, seasonal and local foods. Any other questions about dry ginger? Well, dry ginger is got multiple benefits. Well, it's also called sunt or sont. It's here used not only in Goa but in all the parts of the country, especially in Punjab, in Delhi, and down south. It's very very famous. So this dry ginger can be incorporated into your chai. So the morning tea that you drink can have a little bit of milk, sugar, and a little bit of ginger powder with elaichi. It tastes really amazing, and it's a very good way to start your day. The benefits that dry ginger can have is amazing, especially for PCOD, especially for people with hormonal imbalance, migraine headaches, sugar cravings. A combination of ghee, sunt, and jaggery, and a few sesame seeds in it could be one of the best ways to reduce sugar cravings. So you could just take a spoonful of that post your lunch or post your dinner, and it really really helps to bring down your sugar cravings. Bowel syndrome, IBS, then you should definitely it's also called as sont. So guys, for being here and asking so many questions. I hope you'll all really enjoyed the session, and all the questions that you have, you can keep posting it. I will reply to it personally to you. For any other information, you can always visit my website. It is drjolene.com. My Instagram handle is sensible eating. So if you want any advice on nutrition or weight loss or any kind of a health problem, if you need any nutrition advice, you could always get in touch with me. My clinic is located in Fatorda, Murida. I'm there in the morning as well as in the evening, and for appointments you could always call us up. So that's it from my side. Thank you and good night.